What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get into it. All right, so I saw an article online, and it was they were talking with Liam Cunningham. He's got that Dracula movie out. This I can't the follow the I can't even remember the name of the movie. It bombed this weekend. I saw it only did like two and a half million. That whatever that Dracula movie is. Liam Cunningham from Game of Thrones is in it. He was doing press, and they asked him about Kit Harrington's upcoming Jon Snow show that's supposed to be on HBO. Now, we already know we have a writer's strike and a lot of things, with the SAG-AFTRA stuff. So I've heard differing reports that the show is on hold, and then other reports that it is still going forward, it's still being developed. I mean, I thought when they announced it last year that it was like an April Fool's joke, and then Kit Harrington was like, no, and George R.R. Martin also said yes, that they were going to make the Jon Snow spinoff, which I was happy about. I saw the way Jon Snow's story ended. He got sent back to the wall, and then when he showed up, I mean, there's no reason for the Night's Watch anymore. The wall was destroyed, the whole thing. And Jon Snow, at the end, you saw the finale of Game of Thrones. He just was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the wildlings back out into the north of the wall. And then he just kind of looked like he wasn't ever coming back. He just walked off with what's the guy, Thorn Giants Bane or whatever his name, and Tormund Giants Bane. I had to look. Tormund Giants Bane. So Liam Cunningham was, of course, he was Jon's hand when Jon became king in the North, and he had also fought with us. He's the Onion Knight or whatever. He played the Onion Knight. And he was saying that if they do a Jon Snow spinoff, that he would like to be a part of it. I like him as an actor, and so I'm cool with that. If they could work something and get him in there, that's cool. But the way his character was at the end of the finale of Game of Thrones, he was working with Bronn the Broken. he was down there in King's Landing working with the new king, and so that would be kind of. I'm sure they could work something out, and then he just like, yeah, I'm not happy being down in the. Although he's from Flea Bottom, I remember his characters. He's from Flea Bottom, whelped and whipped. So he's from Flea Bottom. So I was saying that he's not a Northerner, so it'd be kind of different for him wanting to be a part of that show. But if we get him on there, I'd be cool with it. But what's the guy? The guy that played Tormund the Giant's Beard. You have to assume if they're doing the Jon Snow spinoff, he'd be like second lead on that. He's gonna definitely. They'd have to give him a contract because him and Jon Snow were like best friends the last few seasons. They started off. He was a wildling and Jon Snow's Night Watch, and they started off as enemies. Of course, they ended up becoming. They started to respect each other and became really strong friends and allies. So I haven't read anything that he's been approached, but if they're developing a Jon Snow show and he's not on it, that would seem strange to me. It would, it's like, yeah, we're doing Kit Harrington's there, but yeah, he's not going to be there. We're going to just say that he went off into the wilderness with his 8 wives or whatever. But Liam Cunningham coming back, and because like I said, he was when Jon was crowned king of the North, he, that's my wife. Okay. But when Jon was crowned king of the North, he served as his hand. So it would make sense for me if they could find a way to work Liam Cunningham back into that. Like I said, and the fans would like, because we're gonna definitely get. There's so many characters. Sansa's queen in the North now. We don't. Arya's on a ship sailing to the ends of the earth where the maps stop. Okay, Bronn is obviously king. He's king of the 6 kingdoms now, since the North is its own separate king. So there are still Game of Thrones actors that were Starks or affiliated with the Starks that are still alive. I'm just curious what they would do. I would really like them to, because they're shooting what's it, the House of the Dragon. They're shooting that. I saw an article explaining why they were able to continue filming House of the Dragon, even though there is the SAG-AFTRA strike and the writer's strike, and they, apparently the UK and Europe, they have some kind of different union over there, so their union is not on strike. So if you're over there in Europe, you can still work. I know they were still making like the Lord of the Rings show, Ring of Power season 2, and they wrapped up on Wheel of Time and all that. So if you're shooting over in Europe, the rules and the strike and stuff don't affect you in the same way as it does in Hollywood. So that's why they're able to keep working. So they don't have to stop working on, if they're still developing the Jon Snow show, they can keep doing that. But if they do actually greenlight, because the first step is to shoot a pilot and let HBO see if they want to drop some more money into it. You know what I'm saying? That's matter of fact, if you know about Game of Thrones, the original pilot that they shot for Game of Thrones is apparently awful, and it had several of the actors that ended up like Kit Harrington and some of these other actors were not part of the original pilot. They've never aired it, but I don't know who they had play. They had another woman that was playing Daenerys, and then they brought in Emilia Clarke and reshot and stuff like that. And I saw the David Benioff and DB Weiss and David Benioff. They both had said that they shot the pilot. It was terrible. They got notes from the studio. They were able to go back in and tweak some things on the script, and then they got rid of some of the people that shot the pilot and recast them and shot the pilot again. And then obviously Game of Thrones became this multi-billion-dollar franchise. So they'll have to shoot a pilot for Jon Snow, because they remember, what was it, like 2.5, almost 3 years ago, they shot that other Lord of the Ring, not Lord of the Ring, the other Game of Thrones spinoff. What's the chick from The Ring? I can't remember her name, but she was one of the stars of that. They shot a pilot with her and submitted it to HBO, and then HBO was like, "This is terrible," and they didn't go forward with the show, even though she's been nominated for Oscars. I was actually surprised that they didn't just let them reshoot it or something, but I can't even remember that woman's name, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's it. If they go forward with the Jon Snow show, who do you think should pop up on it? Do you think they should just start from scratch and just say, hey, it's a whole new cast except for Kit Harrington and these wildling people or whatever? Or do you want that nostalgia? You want them to bring in legacy characters from the original Game of Thrones show? Get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please check out my podcast at anchor.fm/Ikari Press, or just type in Ikari Press on your favorite streaming platform today.